This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, April 8th. But the year was 1879. Everything had a beginning, including milk being sold in glass bottles for the first time. Today, April 8th, 1879. It was also April 8th, 1893, that a report concluded that the ice cream soda is America's national drink. It was today, April 8th, 1943, that President Franklin Roosevelt, in an attempt to check inflation, froze wages and prices, prohibited workers from changing jobs unless it would add to the war effort. It was on this day, April 8th, 1960, that the U.S. Senate passes the Civil Rights Bill. This day, April 8th, 1966, Time magazine publishes as its cover issue the title, "Is God Dead?" April 8th, 1968. The 40th Academy Awards is postponed, as well as baseball's opening day, due to the death of Martin Luther King. It was on this day, April 8th, 1983, that in front of a live audience, David Copperfield, the magician, made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Well, that was April 8th in the past. But this is April 8th, 2020. And we are just as likely as from the past miss the point of today, April 8th. Perhaps you noticed last night a rare red moon. There are all types of alarming broadcasts that this signifies the end of the world as we know it. Well, what's the truth? When was the last blood moon? Well, on April 15th, 2014, there was a total lunar eclipse, which was the first of 4 consecutive eclipses. The second, October 8th, 2014, a red moon. The third, April 4th, 2015, a red moon. September 27th, 2015, a red moon. It's so easy to miss the point. And what is the point? We're reminded in Psalm 8, "When I consider your heavens, God, the work of your fingers, the moon, the stars, which you have ordained. What is man that you take any thought of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him?" It is very easy in life to miss the point. It is equally easy to miss the entire point and purpose of a person's life. The headline today in one newspaper, a Virginia pastor who criticized the mass hysteria surrounding the coronavirus pandemic has died of the illness. The headline suggests that this pastor believed some type of conspiracy theory, when in fact, Virtually every church, 300,000 churches in America, are closed and taking very seriously the spread of this pandemic. And who was Reverend Landon Spradlin, who died of the virus? Well, he is from a small town near Lynchburg, Virginia. He started to feel sick while in New Orleans, where he went to preach to the crowds gathered for Mardi Gras celebrations. A month later, Reverend Spradlin, who was also a seasoned musician, inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame in 2016. His mission was to go into pubs, clubs, bars, play the blues, and connect with musicians, and simply then to tell them Jesus loved them. Spradlin's daughter, Jessie, 28 years old, said. She went on, Mardi Gras is like Times Square in New York during New Year's Eve. It's a sea of people just drinking and partying. My dad was loud and laughing, and he was in his element. He began to feel unwell while at the Mardi Gras and initially tested negative for COVID-19. On his Facebook page, which has now been removed, the pastor wrote, I believe this virus is a real issue, but I believe the media is pumping out fear and doing far more harm than good. He concluded, this virus, it will come and it will go. Another of his daughters said the family band never discussed the virus as they played in historic Jackson Square in New Orleans. I don't even remember us talking about the virus. Naomi, his 26-year-old daughter, said, with what's happening, we keep looking back, but we didn't talk about the virus even once. His 32-year-old son, Isaac, said, my father didn't think it was a hoax. He knew it was a real virus. And then they drove 900 miles back to Virginia, where his health continued to deteriorate. His son Isaac said, I spoke to him 5 minutes before he collapsed in North Carolina. I could tell his breathing was getting bad, and I just said that you've got to get home. But we didn't make it. He died 8 days later in intensive care. His mission, Reverend Landon Spradlin, was to go where the people are and tell them Jesus loves you. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, April 8th, 2020.